Feeling pretty good. We're still recording. Now we're diving into Skyrim VR using Open Composite. It is a VR launcher that I find is a lot more stable with Skyrim, and I have had more success with my current setup in getting best graphical fidelity that I can. However, it hasn't been too friendly with the amount of screen mirroring I've been doing. There will be lag on any recording that I do make, but I need to see whether or not it causes a failure in the VR headset. I feel like something in the debug area is really kind of decimating what's going on, because it's launching me all the way back into my Oculus Quest environment, the Oculus Quest's own. So it's kicking me off of Oculus Link even, which is a little extreme. And I feel like if that problem is happening for people who have Oculus Rifts, I don't know how to fix that for them, because I don't even know where that would send them. Anyway, this is one of my favorite little areas to walk around, is Whiterun. I've modded it so the people look a little bit nicer and there's some more wildlife. I'm trying to work on a cat mod that doesn't make them so burning hot, nuclear. But it's nice to sort of spend time with everybody. They're not that interesting. I don't have immersive citizens in.
My favorite drinking buddy. Let's get some mead.
Other than that, I have a really cool survival mod, as well as immersive armors. I have it all set up to be automated, so I just need to remember to throw food into the bank, basically, or throw water into the bank. But other than that, it's just spending some time. It's a good reminder, because recording these videos are really, really awful at night. Because it's so dark and hard to see. Because I've turned the darkness down all the way, so it is kind of like a realistic night. But I am going to be checking out Lanterns of Skyrim pretty soon. It offers a more well-lit way to get around Skyrim, because it gets quite dark at night. And I am on my way to Bleak Falls Barrow, kind of the stupid way. As you might notice, there's a lot more clouds. That's because I use Obsidian Cloud Fog, or Obsidian Mountain Fog, and that is because I'm trying to obscure some of the Z fighting that you might see. If you look at the snowy areas, you'll see that the white kind of shifts around, and that is because of a phenomenon called Z fighting. Because to my knowledge, I think part of the mesh, or part of the texture being applied to the mesh, is unsure whether or not it is on the Z-axis and is now fighting another part. Some people have been able to turn that off or tune that out, but I have not been super successful, both in Steam VR and in Open Composite. Obviously, my frame rate is a lot better in Open Composite. And again, because I'm also talking, I'm switching spells all the time because of Dragonborn speaks naturally. Really hoping that I am recording my footage okay, because I really like this, and I'd like to keep going, but stopping isn't always so much fun. Yeah, also Beasts of Tamriel. I kind of have to fix the textures on some of them. Also, a lot of these animals are way too friendly. Owl would not get this close to me, or a real person ever, especially to do this. But they only provide owl feathers, that's it. The weirdest thing about this mod is just sometimes the ragdolling in HIGGS is a little extreme. This kind of nuclear brightness on the owl is just too much. I need to see what I can do, because a lot of texture mods do that, and they just don't play well with either ENBs or weather mods. there's no ENB on this. There is the Onyx Weather mod that I implemented. I just thought it was nice. Flames.
Greetings, brother. You look weary. I have something to help you relax, if you're interested.
What have you got for sale?
Until next time.
Oh, I think you misunderstood me. What have you got for sale?
Take a look.
Ooh. Got some skooma, got some moon sugar. Sleeping now. Only because some of the other settings that I like just kind of like freak out on the inside and make it like really, really foggy. Like there's a thick layer of smoke almost. It's the only other way I can describe it other than maybe like having cataracts, which I don't have, so I don't actually know what having cataracts is. But things just get really kind of blurry gray and bleached out white like a fog. But not really enough to obfuscate things. Like, just like in the dead air, there's cake of fog. Weird. The part is when the butterflies like stop moving, they're like way too easy to catch. A real butterfly. I always like kind of mess up in my hands. But this is why I kind of like Skyrim. You can kind of just chill out. I don't know what that was all about, but flames. Flames. Hey, flames. Flames. That's the problem with Cortana. She sometimes gets woken up, and it sucks. There's ways around it. I've been relying on Dragonborn speaks naturally for a bit. I don't really know how to... Oh. Flames. Yeah, I was so frustrated with the Dragonborn speaks naturally, like, kind of like messing up while I was recording so much that I almost got a little like push to talk feature. I tried to mod in a push to talk feature to my Oculus Quest, and I just realized that would be like way too much work for something simple like that, of just like having to switch out something that in vanilla even harder. But I'm pretty happy. Now, this part is kind of an issue. Might be hit or miss.
Thief by Revan, the second chapter of the adventures of Eslaf Arrow. If the reader has not yet had the pleasure of reading the first volume in the series on the life of Eslaf Arrow, entitled Beggar, you should close this book immediately, for I shan't recap. I will tell you this much, gentle reader. When we last saw Eslaf, he was a boy, an orphan, a failed beggar, running through the wild winter woods of Skyrim, away from his home of Erelgarn. He continued running, stopping here and there, for many more years, until he was a young man. Eslav discovered that among the ways of getting food, asking for it was the most troublesome. Far easier was finding it in the wilderness, or taking it from unguarded market stalls. The only thing worse than begging to get food was begging for the opportunity to work for the money to buy it. That seemed needlessly complicated. No, as far as Eslav was concerned, he was best off being a scavenger, a beggar, and a thief. He committed his first act of thievery shortly after leaving Erokar, while in the southern woods of Tamriel in the rugged land.
Yep. Alright. This part has been giving me some issues. But I fault that mainly on the fact that I've been trying to not dramatically game. Oh. I'm a little offset, excuse me. Alright, I've been scaled correctly. Now things are a little bit more. Oh, shoot. Flames. It's a little cheap because I know where they are, but honestly, they've killed me so much. This part's the cool part because the bow is actually scoped. And it works pretty dang well. Okay, we fixed it. I don't know how, but we fixed it. I hopped out for a minute of reality. But we're back. This happened once before, so I have to be careful with how I safely exit. I think I'm still recording. Yes, I am. Wow, this is pretty dark. Yep. Oh. It's about as good as I can get. I'll add some more. It is much darker in the recording than it is in real life. It is very light in here. I don't even need this to see. Honestly, I could play the game like this. This is probably how I played Fallout 3, to be honest. And how Fallout 3 feels. Very bright. It's okay though, I'm aware of my surroundings. Doing my best to delve into these dungeons. I was doing some cool research. I say research, I was just like watching a YouTube video. But one of the earliest tools that people would use to kill each other would be picks like these. Not really like these, but in the same sort of shape, typically made out of different kinds of bone. They would find, if I can illustrate it. Now, unfortunately, I don't have a skull in front of me. I wish I could just pick that up with HIGGS, but no such luck. That's baked into the environment. Flames both. I'm using Chasm, which is like the smartest thing that I've done in a very long time, but I still don't save as much as I'd want. Flames both. It's really not hard when you just use all your magic. I mean, I am a wizard, so honestly, I'm just playing to my class and not playing to any kind of physical challenge, which is not ideal, but I don't know. It's kind of like playing the game like you're Iron Man. I don't really recommend it. This part is pretty cool because I added a mod that takes advantage of the effect. Okay. So I think I'm going to do this correctly. Yep. Unfortunately, that means that I toggled the switch incorrectly. Oh, we could just fix it by switching that off. And we're good to go. But now every time I swing, I get another piece. Okay. Fortunately, it's kind of a little too powerful early on. Honestly, I should make a more interesting build, like a knight or some such. It is a very quiet waterfall. Let me see if I can fix that. I have not yet had to do the lockpicking minigame. Oh, there we go. Well done. We've got the gold. Now let's get out of here. Usually it's around here, like this corner, that I know whether or not this is a good save to progress on in VR. It's one of my favorite little corners, because then I know, like, oh, okay, I'm willing to go to the next step for it. Flames both. But this way I'm able to kind of prepare for what comes next. Yeah, Flames is a little too powerful to start people out on, but the way that the leveled lists kind of work isn't super great either. Got some Dragger coming up for this. Oak Flesh both. Ow. I always forget that they swapped that one. Flames both. Oop. Oh! That guy was ready. I don't even think my, like, oak flesh stopped that. Character's feeling a little tired. I don't always have great commentary for these moments, but right now we're going pretty successful. Definitely more of a mage than battle mage sort of scenario. Alright, one of these guys has a bow up here, and I'm a little bit worried about them. Archers in this game are freaking nightmares. I've made them like slightly less accurate, but they are still freaking tricky. Oh, corpse fell down here. Luckily, the risk is worth the reward. Still, I don't really like being snuck up on because my health is so freaking weak sauce most of the time. This is probably like a part I don't actually have to color correct because the flames actually do help. I gotta look into how to turn Cortana off for these moments, but I don't know how much of Dragonborn Speaks Naturally is caused by Cortana. Ah, yes. It'd be really cool to know more about the lore of these, like, reliefs, but unfortunately I only know a little bit of it. Kind of cool. I don't know. I've got a couple more books to read in my understanding of ESL lore. In my understanding of Elder Scrolls lore, I've got a few more books to read before I really get what was meant by most of it. Alright, I have this cable in between me. It's so fucking frustrating because I feel like I'm gonna absolutely decimate my recording arm. But hey, everything's working out well and I've got 18 minutes of footage so far. I'm gonna bookend it after I get through Bleak Falls Barrow. I think I have enough footage. But it's got moth, butterfly, bear. Okay. So we're gonna do cocoon. Cocoon turns into butterfly, turns into bear. Oh, I screwed it up. Of course. Hey, it's all good. We solved the puzzle, folks. It isn't just the oldest puzzle in Skyrim, other than the trapdoor back there. Alright, flames. Yeah, some of my sound effects aren't coming in correctly, but it might have been because I kind of ditched them, thinking that I was going to bring down the audio of... What time of day is it? Oh, goodness, I'm here at night. Usually I'm here during the day and it's a lot lighter. But, no worry. I haven't actually shouted yet with Dragonborn Speaks Naturally, so hopefully that should be an interesting kind of experience. Alright. Flames, right? Hello. Oh shoot. Yeah, that guy was pretty dangerous. Oh no. A little weighted down. Alright. We're good to leave. And with that, we're on our way, becoming Thane of Whiterun and slaying a dragon. Is always a lot of fun. I've added a bunch of extra dungeons, which is kind of cool. Dungeon delving isn't necessarily like the most fun thing for me, but it's probably the most entertaining thing to watch me do, if anything. Because most RPGs, or especially Skyrim at this point for me, is more of a experience-based affair than being a dungeon delver, explorer, adventurer type. In fact, some of my favorite moments in Elder Scrolls is just literally being a potion seller. Can't have my potions. Powerful potions. Oh. Should be able to get back to Riverwood from here. Once I get back to Riverwood, I'm just going to save and bookend it for this portion of things. I really should just fast travel, but who knows? Maybe we see something kind of cool. I mean, it is dark. I'll say it is really weird when you have the brightness turned up all the way, because this is kind of just like having night vision mode more than anything else. You can tell that the game isn't really made to do that. It's like a blue tint around almost everything. There we are. Yeah, and you can't even see anything in the screen. It's like kind of like a negative world. It's more like when they shoot day for night, but they really kind of mess up the exposure. And you can tell it was shot during the day. It's just like making it very blue as to appear to be shot at night. I mean, most TV shows know the correct color balance for that now, but you know, back in the day it used to be kind of more embarrassing. All of a sudden you'd see like a pickup shot for freaking the CSI knockoff without a trace, and you'd be like, ooh, that kind of looks a little iffy right there. Without a Trace is still a really good show, though. I kind of missed the hell out of it, but meh. Probably even worse for y'all, because you can't even freaking see. Like I'm in a foggy wasteland on the way over to Riverwood. Oh, shit. Automatically turns off the torch, of course, as soon as I'm swimming. That's part of the immersion break, but you can't really have a perfect win scenario with Skyrim VR. It's still not exactly perfect. But this is pretty dang close to living in a place like Tamriel. Without having like actual sort of problems. Torches just run out so fast. That's why I prefer using Mage Light. Mage Light. Mage Light. That's why I prefer using Mage Light during these moments. It kind of looks cooler. Mage Light. Thank you. Mage Light. But Whiterun's pretty cool. It really does feel like a town. It's a lot better than, as much as I like Satanin in Morrowind VR, it really it's kind of a better experience overall over here. I retextured some of the cats to kind of make them more naturally fit in to the lighting, because like originally the cats are just like nuclear hot around the highlights. But this does a much better job in my opinion. And it just adds cute little cats throughout the world. They're really kind of harmless NPCs. I feel like having more of those in base Skyrim would have been better, because it's not like a destroyed world like Fallout. There's like plenty of animals. Yeah, but this guy's like so much better balanced now. I'm gonna try and publish it on the Nexus if I can, but it's just a cat retexture for all of the bright coated little kitties. Anyway, I've also added a very cool feature over here, which is bulletin boards and a notice board and also a messages board. So you can read the messages here and just sort of like learn different little things about like different, you know, you can read these little notes and it's like, oh, so regarding the war, let's read that. In these troubled times where Nords spill Nord blood, it has come to my attention that these are those among us here in Riverwood who give aid to the Imperials in their effort to subdue us and reconquer Skyrim. It is no secret that there were an Imperial troop in Riverwood some weeks ago, and it is no secret that they came here looking for my brother. I need not remind you all that Whiterun is a freehold, answers to no one, least of all these Imperial invaders. Jarl Balgruuf has declared it so, and anyone trying to bring the war to Riverwood will answer to both him and I. Therefore, I am saddened that and hurt that someone here in Riverwood has been passing information about me and my brother onto the Imperial soldiers. It is no secret that my brother is off fighting for Ulfric and the Stormcloaks, and that you all know that I support that cause myself. I had hoped we were able to put any such difference aside and live together in peace and harmony. And as we did before this damn war, I will not be living in terror which next Imperial troop might become to hate us again, and perhaps not leave after their interrogation, but perhaps take with them this time, or separate me from Frodnor, God forbid. This town is built by my forefathers, and by Talos I will not see it ravaged by war or plagued by internal strife. I will be keeping an eye on for anyone who might think of passing on more information to the Imperials, and if you have at least one drop of true Nord blood in your veins, I ask that you confront me in person like honor demands, instead of passing along rumors and untruths in the dark tale like a coward. From Girder, which is kind of nice. You know, some of these are probably just giving extra things, but they might give better sort of world building for everyone. Then the notice boards have a series of like radiant quests that you can kind of pick up on, which is kind of cool. I need to see if that lantern mod works in the next few days, but I'm really kind of happy with how Skyrim works or looks in this world. I'm going to try and edit it to look as similar as possible, but I'm also going to take a little break here and then hop back in, and maybe we'll kill a dragon tonight.